Omni-Man. Omni-Man is widely regarded as a deliberate and intentional parody of Superman, designed to deconstruct the classic superhero archetype established by DC's iconic character, though he is still his own character in its own right. The character's original name, Superman, and early design, featuring an S emblem on his chest, a classic suit with trunks, and a mask, made the connection to Superman unmistakably clear. This initial concept was changed to avoid potential legal issues with DC Comics, as the name Superman was considered phonetically nearly identical to Superman. Despite the name change, Omni-Man retains numerous visual and thematic parallels to Superman, including his alien origin, superhuman abilities, and role as a symbol of hope in his universe. However, as we all know, he is a lot different than Superman. Born on the planet Viltrum, he was sent to Earth under the guise of being its protector. For years, he lived the life of a perfect hero, marrying a human woman and fathering a son named Mark. However, his true mission was far darker. He was a scout for the Viltrumite Empire, an expansionist warrior race intended to conquer Earth. On Earth, Nolan presents himself as a traditional superhero and becomes a founding member of the Guardians of the Globe, similar in public role to Superman. His powers include extreme super strength, near invulnerability, flight, super speed, enhanced senses, and a lifespan that allows him to live for thousands of years. Unlike Superman, his powers come from Viltrumite biology rather than solar energy. While some argue that Omni-Man is more akin to a character like Zod due to his alien nationalism and imperialistic agenda, his foundational design and narrative purpose remain rooted in invoking and subverting the Superman mythos. Homelander. The Boys. Homelander is clearly meant to be an evil version of Superman. Though he is not clearly as powerful as Superman, he is the most powerful hero in his universe, and his powers are a lot similar to Superman than most on this list. Both possess superhuman strength, invulnerability, superhuman speed, flight, heat vision, X-ray vision, and superhuman hearing. Homelander's X-ray vision, like Superman's, has a specific limitation. He cannot see through zinc, whereas Superman cannot see through lead. Homelander was grown in a lab by the Vought International Corporation. He was raised without love, surrounded by scientists, which resulted in him becoming a sociopath with a desperate need for public approval. His main story revolves around his role as the leader of the Seven, a corporate-sponsored superhero team. While he presents a patriotic, all-American image to the public, behind the scenes he is a lot different. He represents the danger of absolute power, combined with corporate greed and a lack of moral grounding. Like Omni-Man and some of the others on this list, this one is very obvious, so I'm not going to spend too much time on him. Although I will say, Homelander is an awesome take on the Superman type, as, again, it's an evil version of that archetype, and that's just always a ton of fun to explore. Phenomenan. Dispatch. Phenomenan, whose real name is Caden is an alien superhero from the planet Urgot 52 DC, who serves as a public-facing hero for the Superhero Dispatch Network, SDN, in the video game Dispatch. You could say he is a pastiche of Superman or even Omni-Man from Invincible, though the visual and thematic similarities is closer to the latter. But trust me, he is a lot different from both. He is portrayed as a confident and polite individual, though his limited time on Earth and unfamiliarity with human customs often lead to misunderstandings and awkward social interactions. Phenomenan is known for his extraordinary alien physiology, including superhuman strength. He can lift large boulders and buses with ease, withstand bullets and extreme heat, move and fly faster than the speed of sound, and absorb energy directly from the sun. His flight is noted to be slightly faster than Blonde Blazer's, and his takeoff can disrupt electrical appliances. Despite his immense power, he struggles with emotional regulation and social cues, often unintentionally giving backhanded compliments or trauma-dumping his problems onto strangers. He considers compliments on his appearance as bullying because he is considered ugly by the standards of his home planet. Despite his flaws, he is a dedicated hero who seeks to do good, even after personal setbacks. Hyperion, Marvel. Hyperion is Marvel's most direct equivalent to Superman, and there have been several versions of him across the multiverse. The most prominent version is Marcus Milton, the sole survivor of a dying universe. Like Superman, he was sent to Earth as an infant and raised with strong moral values. His powers come from sunlight, cosmic radiation, granting him the atomic vision, heat vision, flight, and strength that rivals the Hulk. He is a member of the Squadron Supreme, a team that is a deliberate pastiche of the Justice League. His main story often involves the struggle of leadership. In many iterations, Hyperion decides that the best way to save the world is to take control of it, leading to a benevolent dictatorship that eventually turns sour. This mirrors the Injustice version of Superman. However, in the main Marvel 613 universe, he became a noble Avenger and a close friend to Thor. He represents the Eternal archetype, a godlike being trying to find his place among mortals, while carrying the weight of an entire dead race on his shoulders. Sentry, Marvel Comics. Sentry is arguably the most popular Superman parody from Marvel. Robert Reynolds, known as the Sentry, is a complex Marvel character who gained the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns after consuming a secret super soldier serum. He is a direct riff on Superman's power levels, but with a psychological horror twist. He possesses flight, super strength, and molecular manipulation. The core of his story is that he is his own worst enemy. For every heroic deed the Sentry performs, an equal and opposite force of pure evil, called the Void, is created within his psyche. This shadow entity is capable of global destruction, making Robert a constant threat to the world he tries to save. At one point, the entire world, including the other heroes, was made to forget he existed to keep the Void at bay. His narrative is a deconstruction of the perfect hero trope, showing that such immense power could potentially shatter a human mind. Unlike Clark Kent's mental stability, the Sentry is often agoraphobic and deeply unstable. He represents the terrifying reality of what happens when a Superman-level being suffers from severe mental illness and a split personality that can literally end the universe. Gladiator, Marvel Comics. Clark, known as Gladiator, is the leader of the Shi'ar Imperial Guard and was created as a direct tribute to Superman. Even his name, Clark, is a combination of Superman's Kryptonian name, Kal-El, and his human name, Clark. He has the classic power set: flight, heat beams from his eyes, and the ability to shatter planets with his fists. However, there is a unique catch to his strength. His powers are tied directly to his confidence. If he believes he is invincible, he is. If he begins to doubt himself or his mission, his physical strength and durability drastically weaken. His main story revolves around his absolute loyalty to the Shi'ar Empire. Unlike Superman, who follows his own moral compass, Gladiator is a soldier who follows orders, even if those orders are morally questionable. He has fought the X-Men and the Fantastic Four many times, usually as an antagonist or a neutral enforcer. He is a Superman who serves an interstellar throne, showing what the Man of Steel might have been like if he had been raised as a royal protector in a spacefaring military culture rather than a farm in Kansas. Blue Marvel. Adam Brashear is a brilliant scientist and Korean War veteran who gained his powers after an experiment with antimatter went wrong. His strength is on par with Sentry and Hyperion, and he is virtually immortal. His story is deeply rooted in American history. Set in the 1960s, he was a beloved hero until his helmet was damaged in a fight, revealing to the public that he was a black man. Because of the intense racism of the era, the US government asked him to retire to avoid social unrest. He is a Superman who was rejected by the country he loved simply because of the color of his skin. He spent decades in hiding, continuing his scientific research in secret, before returning to help the Avengers when a threat from his past reappeared. Blue Marvel represents the intellectual side of the archetype. He is a genius-level polymath who uses science just as much as his fists. His story adds a layer of social commentary to the Superman mythos, exploring how society's prejudices can limit the impact of even the most powerful and well-intentioned heroes. Ikaris, Marvel Comics. Ikaris is a member of the Eternals, a race of immortal beings created by the cosmic celestials. While all Eternals possess a variety of powers, Ikaris has specialized in his physical abilities, making him the Superman of his race. He can fly, project powerful cosmic energy beams from his eyes, and possesses incredible strength and teleportation. He has lived for thousands of years, and his main story involves protecting humanity from the Deviants, the monstrous counterparts to the Eternals. Unlike Superman, who grew up as a human, Ikaris often struggles to relate to mortals because of his vast lifespan and cosmic perspective. He views himself more as a guardian or a living weapon than a neighbor. In many stories, he is driven by a rigid sense of duty to his creators, which sometimes puts him at odds with what is best for individuals. He represents the divine aspect of the Superman trope, a golden, godlike figure who descends from the sky to fight ancient monsters, serving as the basis for many of humanity's myths and legends throughout history.